this has got the other map. Okay, I don't know.
Don't talk stupid.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. Thanks for still coming back. Today we are doing a very exciting video, and that is my 5-star predictions. So these are all books that I am hoping to read this year and that I think I'm going to give 5 stars. I have pretty good feelings about all of them, and so yeah, this is essentially me telling you why I think I'm going to give 5 stars. That's the idea of the video, Megan.
If you didn't, it wasn't something to be liked, it was something to be understood from an academic perspective.
Well, then,
obviously you're not an academic.
No.
And then I guess the idea of this video is, at the end of the year, we'll come back to this once I've read all these books and find out if I gave them all 5 stars. That's essentially the idea. So the first book on my list is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. For those of you who don't know, I read The Starless Sea at the end of 2019 and I loved it. It was my second favourite book of the year. And this is obviously Erin Morgenstern's first book, the one that she is most well known for, and so I just have good feelings about this. Some of my good friends said it was really boring. But I guess if you've been here for a while, you know I tend to like some books that people say are boring. I like books that I feel like I've worked for the payoff, you know, the end result. And so I feel like this is my kind of book. I like books that are a bit confusing, that are a bit all over the place, that are a bit misleading, and I think that's kind of what this is. Also, this edition is 5 stars on its own. I mean, look at the cover, blue spread edges. What more could you want? So, if you ask me, Megan, what is it about? I know it's set in a circus. I think it's, okay, real talk. Some of these I don't know what they're about properly. I just know I'm going to like them. You're going, Megan, how do you know it's going to be 5 stars if you don't know what it's about? Well, in the case of The Night Circus, I do think you are supposed to go into it a bit blind and a bit not fully knowing what the plot is, in the same way that the plot of The Starless Sea was very vague before I read it. So I think there are 2 magicians who are kind of battling it out in the circus without knowing they're battling it out, I think. Oh god.
Excuse me? I'm a genius.
So the synopsis on the back of this edition is: the circus arrives without warning, no announcements precede it, it is simply there, when yesterday it was not. The black sign painted in white letters that hangs upon the gate reads, opens at nightfall, closes at dawn. Ah! Amazing, right? Amazing. So yeah, I feel good about this. I feel like it's definitely going to be a 5-star read for me. I feel like it's my type of book, and obviously I loved her writing style. That is like the top reason why I think it's going to be 5 stars for me. Her writing style was just impeccable. It's everything I want in a book. So first prediction. I feel good about this one. This is one of the ones I feel best about. My next 5-star prediction is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So obviously Taylor Jenkins Reid is super well known for The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I think I gave a 4-star initially and then bumped it up to a 5-star because I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And I've been scared off of this one for a little while just because of the unique way in which it's written. If you don't know, it's written in kind of an interview format where you just have the character's name and then what they say, and that's them telling the story. And so that has just scared me off for a little while, but I think I'm ready to go for it, and I think this is going to be 5 stars. My mum has read this. I mean, obviously a lot of people have read this. But Jenny, most importantly, has read this, and she preferred it to The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I feel pretty good about this. All I know is that we follow Daisy Jones and the Six, who are the kind of big band of the 70s. I think they're basically Fleetwood Mac, right? I am right in thinking that. It's basically Fleetwood Mac. And it follows their story throughout the years and what broke them apart as a band and their relationships and stuff like that. And I love books that have really in-depth, well thought out characters. I really struggle in books when I feel like some of the most integral characters are caricatures or stereotypes. I really find it difficult to then connect to the whole plot. So something which is so character focused, like I believe this is definitely something that's going to be up my street. And I have also read, I think it's called Evidence of the Affair, which is a really short kind of novella that Taylor Jenkins Reid has written, and I loved the writing style in that. That was a series of letters from two individuals whose partners are having an affair, and they found evidence of their partner's affair. So that was a really great read that I read in like 30 minutes or something, and so I can't wait to dive into more of her work. I would like to eventually read her whole backlist, but I think it will take me a while to get to that. It's not top of my priority list, but this is definitely a 5-star prediction. Next on my predictions list is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I haven't finished the Shadow and Bone trilogy yet. I've only read the first book. I only have the first book, but hopefully for my birthday, which... When am I uploading this? My birthday's on the 28th, and I think this is coming up around then. So it's either right before or right after my birthday this is coming up. And I'm hoping I'm going to get the other two in the series, just so I can read them, so that I can read this. The thing with the Shadow and Bone trilogy is, I ain't expecting much. I ain't expecting much because I know it's kind of a different type of fantasy. It's that kind of 2010s fantasy that is a bit more basic. Do you know what I mean? And it's her first professionally published writing. So I'm reading it so I can read this. I know you can read this without reading the Shadow and Bone trilogy, but for me, I just want to read that first. But Six of Crows, I just have a massive, I just know I'm going to love it. For those of you that don't know as well, I read Ninth House in a video, I met Leigh Bardugo, and I got my copy signed, and I read it, loved it. 5 stars. A lot of people didn't like Ninth House, but I adored it. I loved Leigh Bardugo's writing style in that, the way the plot went back and forth. I like a bit of a complicated plot, if you haven't figured that out yet. Obviously that was her adult writing, this is young adult writing, but everyone loves this. Everyone loves this. And so if I've loved her writing already, I don't see why this won't be 5 stars. I don't see why this won't be 5 stars. So all I know about this is we follow kind of a group of friends, and it's a bank heist, essentially. And it's set in... Isn't it set in, like, Amsterdam? Or is the second one set there? Well, this has got the other map. Okay, I don't know.
Don't talk stupid.
This is going to be a 5-star. I know it. Everyone loves this. Everyone loves it, so how could it not be? Famous last words. Okay. My next prediction is... Middlegame by Seanan Maguire. Now, I've heard so many people say good things about it. It was Kayla from Books and Lala's favourite book of 2019. I forgot what last year was then. Yeah, favourite book of 2019, and it was one of Rachel Marie's favourite books as well. Her favourite book video when I'm filming this hasn't come out yet, but I'm assuming this is going to be her favourite book of the year. I'm assuming. I have quite a similar reading taste, I think, to both of those. And this is a bit complicated, I think. All I know about this is that we follow twins called Roger and Dodger, who I think have kind of been bred in some way, and a scientist is using them to attain godhood. This is another book which a lot of people say you shouldn't know that much going into it, so I'm kind of just putting my blinders on to any spoilers or anything, because from what I've heard, you don't want to know too much, and you don't know a lot, and it's very confusing for the majority of the plot, which, as we know, love it. I love it. I love being confused. And I think that's why I enjoy some thrillers as well. Like, I just love in books being confused. I think just the fact that everyone who I have heard read this has really given it great reviews, I think is a good sign. And yeah, I can't wait to read this. I'm having to save it for a video I'm thinking of doing, and I want to read it right now, but it's gonna have to wait, which is really sad, but hopefully I'll get to it soon. So my next prediction is a bit of a curveball, and that is Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. So this is a series of essays by Roxane Gay, kind of detailing the complex nature, I think, of trying to be a feminist in the modern day. I think that's right. Could not be.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
I haven't got the slightest idea.
But obviously, because there are so many essays in here, that all of them are going to have kind of different topics. So I really want to read more kind of anthologies this year, or collections of essays and stuff like that. So this is a really great starting point for that for me. And as you know, I love non-fiction, so I had to include a piece of non-fiction on here. Although I find it difficult to predict non-fiction as being a 5-star for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't know, I just don't think of that of when I think I'm going to predict 5-star. I think, oh, let's think of a great story, you know? For me, as a feminist, I want to read more feminist texts this year, as always, and I think this will be a really great place to start. I'm thinking if I ever do like a week-long readathon in the near future, I might pick this as one of my books, because you could read you could work out how many of the essays you need to read a day and just have that as a book that kind of goes along the whole week. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm super excited to get to this. But this is the kind of book I'll avoid, so I'm hoping putting in this video means I have to read it soon. Okay, so, my next prediction that will be 5 stars is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. So this was gifted to me by Riley Marie, and it was a book that she loved last year, so I feel pretty good about that, because, again, a lot of the books I've picked up on her recommendation I've really enjoyed. And everyone compares this to The Secret History. Everyone compares it to The Secret History. So, I feel like, obviously, The Secret History was my favourite book of 2019. If a book is super similar to it, I should probably like it. And I am constantly on the lookout for more dark academia books. I think this is dark academia. Yeah, you know, it is. And books with a similar vibe. I feel like there's not enough out there. And it's a great subgenre, so I want more. All I know about this is that there are a group of friends and one of them dies and another member of the group is charged with their murder, and when that individual gets out of prison, they are telling the story of what happened. I think to the police officer who charged them. They always study Shakespeare, so I think a lot of it ties into the stuff they're studying at the time as well. I believe Hannah liked this as well. I'm pretty sure. I could be completely wrong. This will be cut out if I'm wrong. I just feel like this is something that's right up my street, and everyone tells me, Megan, this is right up your street, so I should listen to them and I should read it. I keep putting it off because I want to read it. It's one of those books I'm like, I want to read it at the right time. But we all know there's never really a right time. So yeah, I need to just get to it soon. And then the last book that I own that I've chosen is a bit of a curveball. It is The Last by Hannah Jameson. Now this is not a book that really anyone on BookTube I've heard talk about. This is a book my mum bought and I've had it sitting on my TBR shelf and I really want to read it. So I'll just read you out the back. It says, "The world has ended in nuclear war. You and 19 other survivors hole up in an isolated Swiss hotel. You wait, you survive. Then you find the body. One of your number has blood on their hands. The race is on to find the killer before the killer finds you." I think this has got quite a bad rating on Goodreads, but for me it just sounds super intriguing. I feel like it's going to be very atmospheric. The intrigue element, you've got a really isolated group of characters. Everything about it just sounds chef's kiss. So I feel good about this one. Even if everyone else didn't like it, I think I'm going to. I am looking for more mysteries, mystery thrillers kind of thing to read. So I'm very excited to read this. It's been everywhere, like in Waterstones. Every Waterstones you go in, it's got like a pride of place round near me. But I haven't really heard... Oh, I just like fell over. I haven't really heard anyone on BookTube talk about it. So that kind of spurs me on to want to read it even more, to be honest. So yeah, I reckon this is going to be 5 stars for me. And then the last 3 aren't books that I currently own, but I know that I'm going to be owning them very, very soon. So some of them I've ordered already, some I haven't. So for me, these are books that are going to be my possession soon, and I wanted to predict them as my 5 stars. So my first prediction is Heartstopper Volume 2. This is Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. Heartstopper Volume 1 I just read recently in my graphic novel video, which I'll link up above. It should be up already, I'm pretty sure. And this broke me. I want to read it again right this second because it was just incredible. It was so well done and just heartbreaking, and the characters were just so fleshed out in such a short amount of time. So I can't wait to get my hands on Heartstopper Volume 2, and I have no doubt with how this hooked me and just how perfect the characters are, that, like, there's no way it won't be 5 stars. And Heartstopper Volume 3 comes out at the beginning of February, I believe, so I think that'll be 5 stars as well. But that's not my official prediction. Heartstopper Volume 2 is. My next prediction is Gemini by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I just read Illuminae and loved it. This was my first read of 2020 and it was 5 stars. It was incredible. I love the format of these books. They are told through multimedia, so told through diary entries, surveillance cameras, web chats, just transcripts of conversations.
I can't believe that. I actually can't believe that.
It is such an imaginative way to tell a story, and I have no doubt that I'm gonna love the second book in this series. I need to get my hands on it straight away, like literally right now. I need to get my hands on it right now. So yeah, I cannot wait to read Gemini. I know that we're following some different characters in this story, which will be interesting since we've become so attached to the characters in this story that we are following new ones. I think J. Kristoff said that anyone who is able to appear in the second book, who was influential in this one, will play a part, but won't necessarily be the lead characters. So I think that's an interesting choice. Let me know down below if you have read Gemini and how you thought that played out in the second book. But yeah, I have no doubt. Like, it was so good. It was so good. And linked to this is my final prediction, which is Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I loved Illuminae so much. I have no doubt I'm going to love Nevernight. A couple months ago, I pre-ordered the Illumicrate versions of the first 2 books of the Nevernight Chronicles with their special edges or whatever. Have I got Dark Dawn in the special edition? No. But that did not stop me from spending £50. But yeah, I just fell so in love with J. Kristoff's writing that I think I'm just going to love anything that he writes. So yeah, Nevernight, no, and everyone, again, Nevernight is one like kind of middle game where everyone who has read it like loves it. Anyone who I hear talk about it is like, it's incredible. Or the only thing they complain about is the footnotes, but the footnotes is what excites me so much about that book. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a 5-star for me. So there we have it. That is all of my 5-star predictions. It's so exciting. These are all definitely books I want to get to as soon as possible, and books I just feel super good about. So let me know down below if there are any that you think, oh Megan, that would definitely be a 5-star, or any that you think, Megan, that won't be a 5-star. Because obviously you know my reading taste quite well, so let me know what you think down below. I would love to hear what you think, and yeah, I think it'll be super fun to come back to this and see what I ended up giving these books once I've read them all. So yeah, thank you always so much for watching. I hope you are well, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye!